Hi, I'm Eric D'Amato.
And I'm the Plague Rats, the Hood Rats of New York.
Have you seen Rats Night of Terror?
I have not seen Rats Night of Terror. I should watch that probably.
You probably shouldn't. But that was a film by Bruno Mattei. This is a film by
Dario Argento.
And I refer to this as Bruno Mattei is the Salieri to Dario Argento's Mozart.
I consider this film something completely different. Do you want to say the name of it?
Yeah, we're watching Inferno from 1980.
Otherwise called by me the Garbage Inferno or the Trash Inferno.
An American college student in Rome and his sister in New York investigate a series of killings in both locations where their resident addresses are the domain of two covens of witches.
1980s, by the way.
Yep, 1980 exactly. Came out on the 2nd of April in the U.S.
And
it has
the first one's amazing. I love Suspiria.
Oh yeah, this is a follow-up to Suspiria.
And
part of an alleged. It's part of a trilogy.
Mm-hmm. I'm scared to watch the third one now.
Can't be worse.
I won't explain why, but I just am.
This has no one I know in it except for Dario Argento, who wrote and directed.
It doesn't have Asia Argento as that one?
No, she was young. She was quite young.
The one in the class didn't look old.
No, I mean, she was child.
Ah, okay, I see.
This is before The Church, by the way. Highly recommend The Church if you haven't seen it.
Alright. Oh god, I put my phone on vibrate and it's doing this shit.
She's like 12 or 13 in that one.
So she was, very young.
Yeah, she'd be too young for what Dario Argento does with her in movies at this point.
Yeah, especially what he's done in his past works.
And The Church was like 4 years after this, I think. Let me check. Dario Argento.
I think so. Like 84 came out.
Oh, 89.
Oh, 89, really? Okay, yeah. So 9 years after this then.
So she'd be like 3.
Yeah. Okay then. Never mind.
3, 4, maybe 5.
Okay. I thought Suspiria also, the lady from the girl from the first one, I think is probably the one in the classroom. You know, the one.
No, I don't think it is. This only has a vague connection to the original.
Okay, so yeah, almost none same cast at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, it's possible it's the same actor, but not as the same character. That happens a lot with Italian movies.
No, I don't think it's the same character. I'm just saying it's probably same actor.
Heck, a few weeks.
Because they look similar.
A few weeks back, I was amazed when Matt and I watched Escape from the Bronx because it was an Italian sequel that was actually a sequel to the movie it's a sequel to. Which never happens.
How rare is it that we get a movie that's an actual sequel to the thing that we think it's a sequel for?
Since we do a lot of those slasher franchises, not really.
Yeah, really, honestly, if we get a Shocker 2, it's probably gonna have nothing to do with Shocker 1.
Well, wasn't Shocker 2 basically House 3 too?
Yeah, I guess so, but we're never gonna get an actual direct sequel to that.
Oh, and House 4 was kind of a sequel to House.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a sequel to House 2 or 3.
It was. It definitely had something to do with a house.
And
let's
hope me mentioning House 4 isn't an omen of how this movie's going to be. Let's watch this.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
I do not know what price I shall have to pay for breaking what we alchemists call silentium. The life experiences of our colleagues should warn us not to upset laymen by imposing our knowledge upon them. The book!
What? No! mysterious parts in that book. But the only true mystery is that our very lives are governed by dead people.
In the beginning, there were three mothers, the same as there were three fates and three furies. Man has always mistakenly called them by one terrifying name.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid to be left alone. Carla?
My sister. Where is my sister?
It's as if I were constantly being watched. And at times, I think I actually feel a presence. As if someone were in the room with me.
Who lives in this damned house?
Someone who is waiting.
But who?
You are being watched.
House 4 was definitely an omen of what this film was like. Oh, wow, this was bad.
This has bad pacing. This has bad pacing out the ass. You want to start with, like, the whole fucking beginning of this? Because it's pretty long and tedious.
Yeah. We start with an intro explaining the plot. It's by this alchemist called Valeri, I think, or Valieri.
Yeah, that's his name.
And he's talking about...
we only find his name out halfway through the film.
Well, no, we find out his name here. And they just keep...
refer to himself, I don't think.
No, he doesn't refer to himself, but we learned the name here.
Yeah, okay. It's still like...
And we're told about the three mothers who are three very powerful witches. Mothers Suspiriatum, Tenebrum, and Lacrimarum.
Yeah, it's
Lacrimarum's in Rome, Tenebrum's in New York, and Suspiriatum is in Freiburg. She was the one that Suspiria was about.
Yeah, exactly. Suspiria was just straight up Suspiriatum, dying. She's the oldest one, and she burned alive in that place.
And if you don't remember this information, don't worry. For the whole movie, it's going to keep repeating this information.
Over and over again, hitting you square on the nose with it. Also, that's literally all this movie does.
One major problem this film has right off the bat is it's filmed in Rome.
It is, yes.
And some scene, the whole movie is shot in Rome. That is fine. You shoot where you can for movies. But it has scenes that are taking place in Rome and scenes that are taking place in New York.
Yeah, exactly.
And because it doesn't tell you, I have no idea where I am half the time in this film.
Honestly, you could see this entire movie is taking place in literally one place, in one large hotel. And it would be just about the same impact, honestly. Even the ending of this is just, ridiculous. And, it foreshadows everything for you. And it's like, okay, we don't need this much fucking foreshadowing and then zero progression in any which way.
And then the girl who is we find out about the keys. One is that there's a bad smell wherever the witches live.
Oh yeah, and then the second one
is
the cellar under the house.
In the cellar under the house, there's like a painting
and a picture of the sister that inhabits it.
Like they're a freaking robot master from Mega Man.
Bonk.
And then the third key is under the soles of your shoes, I guess.
That one is the worst one. It's so fucking... it's so blatant. Like, just look at the floor.
I ran out of riddles. Here. I put a key in your shoe. There.
Here's a riddle. I want you to fucking stare at your shoes.
It's like an Undertale when Papyrus can't think of a puzzle for you, so he just throws a word jumble.
Hey, look at that guy. He's missing his head. Go look for his head to open door. Like, come on.
She goes to talk to an antique dealer who sold her the book, and he knows nothing. His name is Kazanian.
Nothing, quote unquote.
Like, he's acting really suspicious, like he's involved in the witch cult, but he isn't. He's just kind of weird.
He's just a creepy old man that runs this bookstore and happens to have a copy of The Bad Book about the three mamacitas.
So this girl whose name is Rose Elliott, played by Irene Miracle, but her acting certainly isn't. While being watched by a cat.
Terror.
It has cats everywhere watching everything, and you think that's going to go somewhere. But it really doesn't.
No, it's just fucking, oh my god. It introduces women characters and then tosses them aside literally moments later. It leaves you guessing who the fuck's gonna be the main character.
She sneaks into someone's basement. Into the basement.
Cellar.
Looks around. Drops her keys in a pool of water, and we get probably the most interesting scene in the film. Where she's wearing this, like, 2 keys on a key ring. She drops in a puddle, in a flooded... Like, how can I put... It looks like a really, really... This is the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, honestly.
Which is a shame, because it's like 10 minutes in, and the best is already over.
It's also a shame that she's an idiot and doesn't go looking for a tool to fish her keys out, and instead just jumps headlong into the water.
But it's like this really nice, like, parlor. Like, someone... Like, they set up this very nice, ornate parlor and just flooded it. It looks really good. And there's a picture of Metha Tenebrarum.
The Mother of Tears. She's down there.
She doesn't remove her flowing skirt or flowing blouse to go in the water. So, great. You're going to be walking home soaked and having to explain that. Cool. To find their key and then...
Oh, no, the darkness one. Yeah, it was the darkness one picture.
There's a corpse that might be alive, but I can't tell. It looks super fake. And she gets, I guess, attacked by it? I don't know.
No, they're just floating around the water, man. It's just dead bodies. Like, it's so blasé.
I know, they picked this up at Spirit of Halloween or something. It looks really bad.
Doors are opening and closing on their own a lot in this film. So much to the point where, like, later on, we're getting characters literally attacked by glass doors.
Yes. You've just been rehabbed.
I've been to haunted houses that attack you with less things. I feel less violated when I read most Halloween.
She gets out of the water with the key, doesn't question the corpse, and just goes back to her apartment. You know how I describe this film?
How?
Imagine you're walking around like a haunted house at an amusement park.
Okay.
But all the actors are on break, and the lights are on.
This first one, yeah. Later on, the guys start to, slowly get off their break, and every now and again, they are, just straight up, like, laying around or taking sips of coffee. but like they're still, they're still active in the place. They're still going out boogity boogity boo at
it's
you.
It's like I don't know. You're exploring the castle of Malay Island from Devil May Cry 1 after Dante's killed all the demons.
There's no more puppets.
There's nothing. There's nothing left.
Nothing
There's some really nice set design, but nothing but really nice set design.
There's no Phantom. There's just nothing.
There's no Griffin. There's no Mundus. Nello Angelo's long gone. They've left. Dante's left.
And all the set pieces are down too, so like every now and again you'll come across like a hallway that's like blocked off.
There's a pizza box he left on the floor, I guess.
Pizza.
That's about it.
Couple shell casings. Oh look, there's fucking just a phantom body just impaled on that one statue there.
So she reads the book again, and the information is again rehashed.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone who I guess is her brother, and someone who might be his girlfriend, whose name I think is Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah's the first girl that's like sitting next to Mark at the beginning, and I want to just say that the original dialogue, the VO at the beginning, basically purely exists so they can cut back to it multiple times during the film to remind you of the key thing.
Mm.
And also, which place you're in sometimes, or which sister you're dealing with. Ooh, intrigue. Also exposition. Next.
And they're listening to music. And normally this is where, like, there's some really nice opera music. And normally this is where a movie would have something really cool happen while the music is playing. Like, I don't know, the opening from X-Men 2 with Nightcrawler doing the stuff.
Yeah, but instead we get a girl stroking that cat.
It's a cute. She's a cute girl. She's petting the cat. But we're for about a solid 10 minutes of film just watching characters listen to music.
Pet that fucking cat to that fucking music.
And I think she's supposed to be Mother Lacrimarum, but it's never explained or revealed or gone into at all.
I just thought she was, again, like one of the girls from the last one. The one especially that says, like, girls with S names are the names of snakes.
Oh, yeah, I don't think she is.
It looks like her, though, somewhat. But she's got the cat, and she's, like, fucking stroking it like she's fucking Dr. Evil. Mm. And she's mouthing out some incomprehensible words. And then when they take off the headphones, because Mark is having a big headache,
the narrator.
She's gone.
The narrator who gave us all the information we need at the beginning was Dario Argento.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Well, basically, he's just like he's trying to make his own life easier by doing this VO. Then, this exposition, fucking vomit. Because that's what it is.
Oh, the cute girl. She's played by Anya Pieroni, who's just credited as music student.
Yeah, I figured that was just like the one.
Oh, she also appeared in House by the Cemeteries and The Babysitter.
I've seen that a while back.
She hasn't been in a movie since 1985.
I might have recognized her.
She is alive, though. She is not dead.
Yeah, of course. I imagine so. I would hope so.
So this mysterious character isn't actually of any importance to the plot at all. Great.
Yeah, she just shows up and she's just mouthing strange bullshit at Mark, and then like isn't even apparently there anymore. Which like, if she's not an actual student, what the hell is she like doing there?
Apparently, Mark. I thought she was there to be creepy and be Mother Lacrimarum setting up the third movie, but nope, she's just a student.
It would
all right.
It would be a way better explanation of that character, Merrick, but then again, you're using your brain, and Dario was using his ass.
This is style over substance to the extreme.
Yeah.
This is style and substance abuse.
It's not even, like, it's just pure Dario. It's just, like, this is his Omicron.
Hmm.
Like, basically, it was just like, hey, I want to do a big stupid, and I don't want to care about story. Really.
There's a letter from Rose Elliott, and Sarah takes it for some reason, and Rose gets murdered.
Yeah, she gets attacked by several glass doors as well as a window, which murders her because apparently somebody grabs the top of the window and slams her head on nails, apparently, because those are jutting out of the bottom.
And slams it down many times, but we don't even get a decapitation out of it.
Yeah, exactly. We get 3, and the window's stuck in their head like it's the Punisher.
Mm. You've been rehabbed.
Yeah. It's an addiction, man. It's not my fault.
You're a user and a loser. Hey, I'm so stoned. I'm seeing like big guys in coats. I see him too. He's probably real.
I'm seeing
maybe
like,
we should
girls.
Maybe we should hide, dude. So,
whoa.
The things we're describing are about half an hour of movie.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. And we jumped over one specific thing, which is Carlo trying to defend Sarah while she's in the room with the flickering.
Yes, Sarah's scared.
Uh-huh.
And
she meets big tough man Carlo.
She meets a strange man in the elevator and asks him, and he's like, "Hey, are you okay? Oh, I need I don't want to go to my apartment alone. Oh, I'll come there and hang out with you. Thank you." And then they get home. They get to the apartment, and she immediately starts getting very aggressive about him not believing in nonsense witch stuff.
Can I say what he says? Hang on 1 second. I want to just talk about this guy for a second.
Sure.
So he comes in and he's talking like, "I can't wait for bongo tongos," and then he goes like, he's like, "So what are you afraid of? Are you studying thing? What are you studying?" And she goes, "I am music student." He goes,
"May I point out
right, man,
that she has far too big an apartment for a music student?"
Yes, for sure. And she's staying in this fucking lavish ass place apparently with this guy who's the sports right man.
No, she doesn't know this guy. This is some stranger.
This is some dude, in the elevator, and she's like, "Okay, he's staying here too, apparently, though." And he's like, "I am sports right man. I do the sports right thing." Also, she goes, "Do you believe in the three sister?" And he go, "You mean the black singers? The 3 black singers there?" And she's like, "No, not to that." I'm like, my God, 1980s. Like, I wanted to punch him in the face for that fucking line read. Like, that was fucking the dumbest. But I think my last braid shell started to fucking flicker along with the power on this one, because the power starts to go up, and then they die.
So, yeah, the power goes off. He fixes it. She's killed. I can't remember how.
She fucking gets, like, okay, guy gets stabbed in the neck, because she goes... Okay, first off, she goes, "Don't leave." She goes, "Stay in the fucking apartment." And he goes, "Okay, me go check fuse box only. Don't worry." And then he goes over there like a fucking idiot, and he gets like, he goes, "Oh, I took care of it. Look, see?" And then the next time she sees him, he's got a knife in his neck. And then she gets stabbed in the back by the same knife, and then dropped through a paper wall when Mark comes to visit her. Find her dead.
He reads the letter... And the murder of this character could have been cut entirely. The murder of the investigation and the murder of Sarah could have, and then him finding the letter could have been where this movie started.
Literally,
we didn't need the first half hour.
Better fucking day 2 rewrite than what we just got.
So he goes to her apartment. Because he flies to New York, stays in her apartment, meets the creepy people who live in the apartment. This is a massive apartment with like 5 people living in it.
Yeah.
He meets some lady whose name I for the life of me can't remember. She's some kind of Contessa, I think.
That was Rose.
No, that's not Rose. Rose is dead.
No, that was Elysia. Or Elise.
Yeah,
Countess Elise. And she gets fucking introduced, dropped on our fucking laps, and she ends up introducing us to the secret fucking
listening
pipes in the walls.
Listening pipes.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm like,
okay, that's interesting. That could have been used to better effect, though.
It feels like the hotel from Deadly Premonition, but too serious. Because everyone here is so weird. Like there's we meet the old guy in the wheelchair with the nurse, and I'm just every time she told us what he was saying, I'm just so says Mr. Stewart.
Fucking Dario Argento wanted to like make a Twin Peaks
so says
movie
Mr. Stewart.
Damn bad.
Twin Peaks didn't exist yet.
He wanted to just fucking make Twin Peaks. He wanted to make a Twin Peaks movie. Like,
there was no Twin Peaks yet.
Yeah, I know, but he wanted to make a Twin Peaks film before Twin Peaks even existed, and he had just such a hard-on for that, but yet, like, Lynch came around and just, like, did it in 2 seconds. Whereas he was, like, thinking he needed, like, 3 movies. And a hole in the ground.
Apparently this is one of the video nasties.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
I'm looking at a list of the video nasties, and the only one that I've seen that's actually a legitimately good film that's worth watching is the first Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, but like Evil Dead is on there for a reason.
Okay, The Beyond. Mm-hmm. The Beyond is really good.
This is on there for several other reasons that are much worse.
Then,
I can see why this got on there for sure.
Kazanian comes in and complains about cats breaking into his antique shop.
Yeah, Bookman is crazy.
And so he goes home and puts a bunch of cats in a sack, takes them to the river and drops them in the water. And then he falls over, gets eaten by rats, and then calls for help. And then a hot dog man runs over. And we're like, oh, he's going to save him from the rats. But no, he cuts his throat.
He grabs this little cat by the scruff of the neck in his fucking bookshop. And he just mollywops it.
I just like to point something out. This movie at no point had in the credits, no animals were harmed in the making of this movie.
But that scene,
I'm actually kind of legitimately angry because I think several cats actually were, if not killed, injured to make this dreck of a film.
Because honestly, we've got fucking cats literally being thrown at people.
Yeah.
And infesting literally like every crevice you can possibly think of, no matter how wet, damp, and creepy. And like these cats are like hissing at the cameras and everything, so like they obviously like just must have shoved like several cameras in these things' faces for hours. To the point of them just getting pissed off.
This movie is just animal abuse. It's just animal abuse, this film. I really don't like it for many reasons.
And like then it has like the audacity to be like showing you even if it is a recreation, it's still cat murder, like on massive scales. And it's like, my god, this is tasteless. Like even I like don't hate cats this much. But like honestly, I have had moments where I did want to like just like kind of bop a cat's head on a railing like he did for a second, just like come here, little fucker.
So this character who doesn't matter is dead. At least gets killed.
It's like the hot dog guy, and he's screaming for help from the hot dog guy, and hot dog man just comes over and goes muda muda and just cuts his fucking throat with a knife.
Elise gets killed, and by the way, this happens in like over a long period of time.
Basically, just me in Skyrim.
Elise gets killed. She gets as you said, gets cats just kind of thrown at her from off camera.
Yes,
and then just a clawed hand kills her with a knife.
That was one of those moments where I just laughed because it was that bad.
Like, can you at least establish a character before you kill them off so we understand who they are?
No.
Oh, this is all happening main supposed alleged protagonist, Mark, has been conked on the head.
You mean when he was born?
She gets killed,
when he was
and after she's killed, her butler and the housekeeper are stealing her money and jewels.
Oh yeah, the housekeeper, John the butler guy, and fucking
you would think these people know that there's a witch in the basement and they're in on it, but no, this has nothing to do with anything.
Honestly, they're just in it for their own personal greed. And then Nurse Ratched dies of her own accord, basically, because she burns a fucking a curtain and then jumps out of a fucking window because she's
First thing that happens is the butler goes in to call someone, and then she goes in to check on him. She brings a candle.
Mm-hmm.
Finds him with his eyes half gouged out.
And then out.
Then she screams, drops the candle, which lands on the curtain. The curtains catch fire, because I guess they were soaked in kerosene.
Curtains catch fire, the house melts.
Because it doesn't light up that fast. And so the burning
together like twin sisters. Okay,
instead of like using a fire extinguisher or something, she pulls the curtain down on top of herself.
Yeah.
And then instead of, I don't know, dropping and rolling or anything else, she just bolts forward, falls out a window, falls collapsed through a skylight, and lands in the cellar to set the house on fire.
She essentially tiptoed through the window.
And none of these... And now the house is on fire.
And now the whole place is burning.
While Mark is upstairs in his sister's old room, looking at a finally learning the information we have known since the first scene of the movie.
Honestly. Like, okay, the first scene of the film that was, like, actually engaging was the entire, like, cellar scene.
The water scene was...
Yeah, it was the water cellar scene is, like, the best scene. And, like, it has such stupid things and, like, plot holes that lead to nowhere, like the fact that she dropped her lighter and left her shoes there, basically. Like, honestly, it purely just exists to be contrived bullshit. And there's, like, a bunch of red herrings that just, like, Dario just left in there because, like, loose fucking ends all over this stupid place. And she is, like, one of the biggest fucking loose ends, too. Because, like, nobody goes looking for her.
Nope.
She's just gone. The whole place catches fire. There's no impact to the story. The only impact was, like, on her fucking... back of her neck.
This had a story?
Oh, yeah, it's true. The only impact on the travesty that is the horrible Marvel card that this will be, like, left in the garbage can of some kid's house.
She, So he finds the secrets. He looks at the picture of the building. He looks at the picture of the building they're in that's on her wall like it's a video game.
Mm-hmm.
And then for some reason, like, crosshatches one of the floor. He crosshatches one of the floors.
Yeah,
like the molding between the floors.
He holds right shift 3 times on each part of the floor and goes, "It must be there."
And then he rips up the floor.
Like genius.
And really bombastic opera music saying the names, like screaming the names of all the the 3 witches.
Top class soundtrack. Fuck Danny Elfman.
Suspiriatum, lacrimarum, tenebrarum.
Boss fight hallway music number 5.
But he's just walking around. It's like if you ever played obviously you played Devil May Cry, yes. But you kill Skyrim. It's like Skyrim.
Oh no! The song after is Skyrim boss fight music.
I mean, it's like in Skyrim when you're walking along. And a mud crab is just far enough away that you can't see it, but it registers as a fight. So the big bombastic battle music starts playing, but nothing's going on.
The best version of that is the Oblivion. But
yes.
It also happens in Skyrim every now and again, just combat music out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's like, in this case, it's like kind of also when you're like walking around and you see like a dragon tome somewhere, just like one of the little words of the shout.
Yes.
And the music just... Dun
dun dun dun dun dun.
Yeah, and then you're just walking around and it's there. It's like, okay, where the hell is this thing? Both cases you're asking, where the hell is this?
So he finds an underground apartment and Wheelchair Man, who plugs himself.
Wheelchair Man for a second.
He plugs himself by lead cable. into a big audio machine. It's like, now we can speak. I'm like, hold up. I'm pretty sure we had those like little devices you put to your throat and you can speak through little, by 1980.
Tracheotomy, like voice recorder things, voice digesters, whatever the fuck. But yeah, those things are fucking... Like, he has one of those, but it's like on a massive scale. It's like, why?
Let me just, when this machine was...
It was probably made like fucking way later, but whatever. Like the smaller ones, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Might be
still, he's plugged into this so he can speak. We find out he's the alchemist, Valieri, who built the witches their houses.
Mm-hmm. This guy's alchemist.
And then
of course.
Then he falls over. And he has the best lead cable ever because it's still hooked into the audio speakers.
Yes.
And it's not bending, it's not wiggling out. It's tight enough with this rubber cord to strangle him.
Like guitars have like fucking...
It's not even one of those heavy-duty nylon ones you can get.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have just higher quality guitar ones, and they probably wouldn't be able to take that much weight on them. But like apparently his is like not able to snap and fucking strangles him at the same time. He's like just wallowing on the floor because he tried to like shoot up a mark full of drugs.
Okay, fair enough. They started making them working on them in the 70s, but it wasn't until 1995 that it hit the market.
Okay, so yeah, the smaller ones were 90s. Okay.
Still, this is contrived.
This is ridiculous.
He runs and meets someone who I guess from IMDb is supposed to be the nurse he was with before, who's revealed to be Mother Tenebrarum, who...
Yeah, she's the dark young one.
No, Lacrimarum's the young one.
No, I have them written over here. She's New York.
No,
Lacrimarum's Rome.
Yeah, but she's the young one, who's the most beautiful, who lives in Rome.
Okay, but there's oldest, beautifulest, and youngest and darkest.
She's Tenebrarum. That is true.
So youngest and darkest.
Yeah.
But not most beautiful.
No. And she...
So New York.
Yeah. Which
Coolest
is accurate.
also.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you finally found me. And Mark's like, I don't know what you're talking about, because he doesn't, because every other protagonist has been killed off. We've witnessed the person solve the puzzle and find the person who is at no point actually looking for this person.
Honestly, Mark has been like super ignored for most of the film. The only person that even gave him like the fucking time of day was like the nurse and Valerie, who like honestly he didn't really give a shit until he came at until Mark came at him.
So she's like, but men have a name for us. What is it? Death. And she turns into the Grim Reaper. And then he runs, and the house is on fire, and he escapes.
Mind you, I'm still super flaccid at this moment.
and he escapes, and he survives. And then we get a shot of Tenebrarum in the burning hotel, the Grim Reaper, and it raises its arms, and then fire comes out of places, and it would have been a really good shot in a better movie, and then the movie's over.
Yeah, honestly, I could see this times 5 maybe in like a better film, like a Call of Cthulhu flick or something.
This movie was pointless.
This movie, yes, was like just sound and fury paced poorly, signifying absolute zero.
It was impressively boring.
Literally, like, it bonks you on the nose at every point with like, hey listen-esque like plot dumping.
We've reviewed the very, very bad Argento Phantom of the Opera and the very, very bad Dracula 3D with the CGI mantis. Those are both better than this because at least they were entertaining.
This is his worst flick by far, and most possibly one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that's harsh. This is no...
no, literally, like, this is fucking
Class of Nukem High Part...
top 6.
Class of Nukem High Part 2?
This might make top 10.
Nightmare City?
Yeah, but this one probably makes top 10.
House 4?
I could move House 4 over for this.
I kept looking for any excuse to stop watching this movie and go do something else. This was a horrible, horrible film.
Honestly, I just like slogged through it, and I was like, end, fucking end. When I wasn't laughing at how like mindlessly bullshit this movie was, I was just straight up flat faced wishing that I could end my life.
I spent most of it looking up what the sequel was, and this has a sequel. It's called The Mother of Tears from 19...
Yeah, and I was also contemplating.
It came out 27 years later in 2007.
How much worse Mother of Tears could be.
I don't know, if something actually happens at some point in the movie, it's gonna be better.
Yeah, honestly, like, this fucking... When this movie wasn't fucking melting my brain with numbness, I was just going, like, this is fucking contrived garbage, and I'm just, like, I'm not enjoying this. There's certain parts that kind of made me laugh, like the throwing cats at the lady, and the fact that the stupid broad just like jumps into the hole like Link, along with the mouthing in the music classroom and the clunky dialogue. Sometimes it got a giggle out of me.
This was just such a time sink for no actual point.
Honestly, this was fucking atrocious, and I never want to see anything like this ever again. This gets minus points if possible.
This was such a bad movie.
I hope the hot dog man fucking creeps up on anyone that has ever seen this movie and like dangles his knife over their face.
But we've seen this movie.
Oh no.
I think
I would go kill me, hot dog man.
No, I think the hot dog man should give us at least a free hot dog for suffering through this movie.
Okay, give me a free hot dog, and then I'm gonna fucking slam my face into a corner like the goddamn cat that got slammed in this one.
This was bad. Do not watch it.
Yeah, honestly, just fucking never.
Just don't.
What do you rate it? You gotta rate it something. I'm giving it minus points. I'm giving this fucking like a minus. You know what? -3. Minus the Trace, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
I'm gonna give it the treatment we gave Bram Stoker's Way of the Vampire. Honestly.
Oh yeah, can we take your fucking DVD out back and show it what's for?
You think I'd waste time burning this thing to a DVD?
Dude, it was so heavy-handed. It showed us cauldrons when the first one was like, okay, actually subtle witch things. This is a terrible sequel. It deserves to be taken out back.
It had cauldrons, but we look in the cauldrons and they're just like making cream of chicken soup and it looks tasty.
Campbell's fucking mushroom soup.
Like, it's just Campbell's soup and it looks good.
Mushroom and potato soup bubbling in the fucking cauldrons with the man in the library, the fucking bookbinder.
The thinking when you're shown the contents of a bubbling cauldron in a horror movie should not be, ooh, that looks good. Can I have some?
Fucking shit. When the bookman showed up and was like closing time and like starts dinging the bell, I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna get into an altercation now. And then when she's downstairs and she has the book still, the big bad book,
I forgot that scene happened.
Yeah, and she was like, bookman, and bookman was like, give back the book. I was like, okay, honestly, if she drops it, she's the stupidest person in the world, because she's gonna literally get no further with the plot. And then it's like,
what plot?
She drops the fucking, like, she just basically like, okay, it might as well be the script. She just drops the script.
Gio, this film had a plot?
No, it didn't.
Exactly.
Because we didn't get the chance to progress it anyway. So she fucking just drops the book. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. And she fucking, instead of like hitting him over the face with it or like having something going on in this film, you know,
anyway,
any kind of conflict.
Next, we got something that should be a little more fun next week.
Goodbye.
We got a Wes Craven movie about cannibals.
Oh yeah, is the Cannibal Holocaust?
No, it is not. See you then.
Oh, wait, hang on. I have one more thing to say about this. I would rather be sounded than watch this movie ever again.
All right. See you next week, guys.
Bye.